want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? How you doing? Okay. I'm ready. Oh, yeah. This is great because you ready? I'm ready. Sharard's ready. All right. So listen, this is amazing. We have a crew here from a movie. That's right. It's a movie. And we have the director. And I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let them go ahead and introduce themselves. Go ahead, guys.
Hi, my name is Vinny Orleans, aka Vinny Orleans, director of the movie.
Hi, my name is Diego Bastidas. I am the creator, the writer, star, and the producer of the film.
Hello, I am Sharard Baker. I'm just playing. Yes, I'm Sharard Baker, and I play CJ, one of the characters in the film.
Awesome, guys. All right, so I have to ask. I mean, this seems like this was so much fun to do. How was it on the set?
Oh man, well, there was a lot of method acting in this film. Now, I'm used to just working with a certain type of actors, but in the end, they were all method actors, and there was just a lot of things that were happening at the time. I think Sharard, you were there. Remember the scene where they actually got drunk in the scene?
Yes, I was. Yes, that was a lot of fun filming. I have never worked with actors while they were inebriated, but quiet as kept, they were very on point, knew their lines, knew what they were trying to get accomplished, and it was fun. One thing I did like about working on this film the most was the freedom to really explore my own way of pitching my dialogue and how I would normally say things for me. Having that freedom was amazing, and this was a lot of fun shooting.
Awesome. So the relationship, I mean, you have to have a good relationship going into this. What is your relationship like? I mean, who met who and when and where and how?
So this all started back in 2006. I'm not going to make this a long story, but 2006, I was 18 years old and I went to a acting academy in Hollywood, in the heart of Hollywood, California. And that's where I met Sharard. We were in the same courses, and we did a lot of stuff. And I always wanted to go up with him on a film. And 10 plus years later, I was like, "Hey, how about you and I, bro? It's been a while." But during that transition, I was looking for a partnership, and I was on Vinny, what was that website called? Craigslist. Vinny Orleans put a post on Craigslist looking for a writer and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, let's see what this guy's all about. I'm probably just some wise guy. And obviously, I was wrong. So that's how me and Vinny met, through Craigslist. And he was looking for a writer. I was looking for a partnership, and we meshed. And then I was also an actor. So I said, hey, I can do both and more. And that's how we met. And we came up with the first initial meeting was very cool, and then through me and Vinny came Jay, and then all the other actors that you see there came through me and Jay.
Wow. So Benito, you use Craigslist? Yo.
So I pretty much was looking. I'm not much of a writer. I'm more like the architect, just building the story more. But I was like, I need a poet, to put the words in, So I decided to put an ad on Craigslist looking for a screenwriter, and I had a couple people who did answer, but I think Diego stood out more because he was more like, I'm a screenwriter and I'm also an actor. So for me, I thought, oh, well, that's 2 in 1 right there. So that's no brainer. So let me go ahead and communicate with this guy and see how, see what he's all about.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, Craigslist, I haven't used Craigslist in a long time. So to think about that and to think about how this all came about. So the movie came about okay, so now the screenwriter, Diego, how did you come up with this whole thing, this whole storyline?
Well, Vinny and I he pitched me an idea of a story of the story of Mice and Men, and then through that I created this psychological thriller, which is called American Slayer, which is a script that we have done, but I mean that we have finished writing, that I finished writing, but after rereading it, the budget was way too much. I was like, and Vinny was like, bro, what are we gonna do? And we were pressed for time because we needed to put a film out. And then so I told Vinny, give me a week, let me lock myself in my room and I'll come up with something in a week. And throughout that process, I locked myself in, shut out everything for a week or so. And I was watching nothing but Pulp Fiction and Michael Mann's Heat.
Oh gosh.
That's all I watched. That's all I just watched. Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Heat, and I picked out certain variations from those films and I created some of my own. And I created a movie about a heist and a couple of actual vulnerable people who are doing bad things for the wrong reasons, which is pretty much what human beings do sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I've been guilty of that too. So that's how we came up with, and I thought we're all villains and we're kind of genuine. So that's how the title came out to be. And that's how we created a story. This story was not supposed to happen. It happened because we needed to do something else to get to where we want to go. And apparently it became something really amazing.
Wow. Wow. And Sharard, let me ask you a question. Being on the set, being there, experiencing this entire thing, you know, how did this change your life?
It was literally the first movie I was able to be in. And so, you know, I came out here, like Diego said, in 2006, trying to be an actor, graduated from school, and then it became real world. Bills. So just trying to like find a way to get back into the game. You know, I a lot of nights I just sat there and I prayed. I said, God, just please, I just want to act. I don't want to work in retail. I want to act. Can you please just send me something? And it was weird because it was like 2 weeks later, Diego hit me up saying, Jay, come check this script I have out. We're going to do a reading. I'm like, cool, I'll do a reading. We read over it together. He said, hey, actually, we like you for CJ. Do you want to do it? I literally said yes before he even asked me. And so now I'm able to use that as reels to get more auditions, more parts, and a little bit more recognition.
That's nice, man. That's great. That's great. You know, being an actor, being a director, being a screenwriter is very tough, you know, especially since you guys have creativity and you have real life. Like he said, bills. So,
sure.
Vinny, how are you going about maybe the next project? And is there really one?
Well, we around the time when the film was shot, there was a lot of in between that was happening, but we came up with one script called Unknown Caller. That one became something else, and then I pitched Diego a story about some witches that they're looking for a sacrificial for their little ceremony, and Diego actually wrote that, and that was pretty good too. But then again, it came up with, hey, you know, it's too big of a budget, so we have to do something that we could really actually do and limited resources. So right now he's in the works of a script called Cab Driver, which I think Diego could go ahead and actually explain what the story is about on that one.
Yeah, so we have another film currently that I'm writing. It's gonna be about a 90-page screenplay. I'm on page 60. And it's a story about psychological horror, suspense. It's about misalignment of your life. It's about, first, really, you're just looking at a view of other people who have done wrong and are trying to do right, but they just can't. And it's a story about struggle, about hope. But it's like I'm going to go as far as saying it's probably going to be next year's Sixth Sense, and it's going to be it's going to be great.
Oh, stop it!
It's going to be great. It's got a lot of thematic elements, and Vinny's going to direct it as always. He's going to be a master at it. The casting, I haven't figured that out yet, but you know, I'll pitch in to my old buddies there. So don't worry about that.
I think
And you know,
I think Sharard is interested already. He's
I
like,
think
yeah,
so,
man,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey,
yeah,
I'm-
we do have another project in the works. The teaser trailer will be out by next fall of 23, and shooting will begin sometime next spring or next summer.
I mean, all I gotta say that story is about evil always winning, and in horror movies, the evil always triumphs for some reason. But of course, there's always some hero in the story. There always has to be a message with these kind of movies, and it's necessary to bring out these bad people into light and show them who they really are. So it's gonna be an interesting project when we start shooting it.
Wow. Wow. That's kind of cool. So now, okay, going back to the current film, what is the name of this current film? And what's the surprise that you guys have at the end?
Ooh.
Well, the name of this film is called Genuine Villains, and the surprise is, without spoiling it too much, is that the hero does not learn. The hero fails. The hero does not recognize his own fear and failure and falls out of the light.
That's definitely a good way to explain that without spoiling it.
The
Good
hero
job.
falls. Yeah. And no, there's some powerful stuff in it. My favorite scene is Jay's last powerful moment.
My last one.
That's my favorite scene. It always gives me the chills. So yeah.
Wow. Well, you guys really developed a friendship there. I mean, how many times did you guys, have gone in and said, okay, today's going to be a great day, and then it just doesn't go anywhere near where you thought it would go?
Oh God, I mean, the friendship was there, but going on the set, really the set was me. I was camera guy. I was director, editor. At the same time, you got to figure out like how to guide the actors. You got to see if the performance is really good, and most of the time, the actors were pretty well trained. I enjoy their moments. I mean, there were times when we had our differences in some moments on the set, but most of the time, well, for me, most of the time it was always like, come on, guys, let's keep doing it. Let's continue. Because I was pretty much really thinking about the whole movie. Everyone's just laughing like, oh my God, yeah. I was like, guys, hey, I was always a Debbie Downer on sometimes in the set. So I was always like, hey guys, come on, we really got to pay attention to what's really happening here. Come on, I gotta finish this. Come on, guys. And hopefully I didn't offend a lot of guys, but but I gotta say the actors were really, really good. They were surprising at moments, in the scenes.
Right. Diego, what was the hardest moment that you had? And then I'm gonna have Sharard answer that too.
Cool.
The hardest moment in writing it or being in it?
Being in it.
The hardest moment being in it was it had to be the fight scene towards the end. I got my ass kicked like hour after hour, day after day. It was hot in Chino, California, and Vinny wanted a whole different shots, and I was like, Vinny, I have a bruise on my back. He's like, keep going. I'm like, all right, boss. I think that was the toughest part physically, was just falling down on concrete dirt for hours and hours and hours.
You forgot your training.
Yeah, but me and Jay had stage combat training, so I used that to my advantage. So I was able to adjust. I think physically that was the hardest part, was just because like Jay said, this is our first film too, so I was new to it too, but we have experience where we had the teachings from our early schooling, where I just found that and I use that to my advantage.
Awesome. And Sharard.
Oh, the scene where the actors were drunk. That was hard. Because for me, I walked into the situation.
Wait. Were they really drunk or was it acting?
They
They
were.
were really drunk.
They were really drunk?
They were really drunk. And like for me, I'm walking in. I'm sober, so like, I have like this whole mental thing of how this is all going to go. I have my lines. I'm like, we're gonna bang this out. And literally, I walk in. I'm like, WTF? They are drunk. They are wasted.
Yes.
And I'm sober, so there's already that irritation when you're a sober person around drunk people. That's already going to get you. And then just constantly going over the scene, and I think in the beginning it wasn't being taken seriously, which was kind of frustrating to me because I took it very seriously. But then Vinny got on their head.
Yes, he did.
And it all came together. And then I realized, oh, when they want to take this serious, they're going to take it serious. And we're going to have this fun, great scene. And, it actually brought off some good moments for myself. Like, because I feel like a lot of the times where I was talking to them, I was talking to them for real. Like as Sharard's telling, hey, get it together. But I feel like we use that in some of the movie. And it just works out. It looks good.
That must have been really funny. I'm sorry. But I'm talking about now, like now, after the fact, like super funny, like now, because
it was fun. 30 minutes later. Right.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
To add into that, now the scene where he's talking to Keith, the one guy who was drunk. Now, now there was a line that I wanted him to say. Like when Sharard comes in, I was like, I want you to say,
yeah.
Now what? Now what? And now I'm like, you gotta say it like, oh, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, right? But Keith kept changing like how he was gonna say the line, and he just kept doing it differently. I think Sharard at one point was like, dude, just say it like this, come, let's just get this scene going and just do what he's asking you to do. And I turned around and looked at Diego. I was like, what's up, man? Like, what's up with your boy? Like, I just want him to say this line and that's it, man. What's so hard about it? So he was like really like getting to me. I mean, because one, he was really drunk, right?
I just realized we did 2 scenes with drunk people.
Right? And that very same it was that very same night when we were doing that. And I could, like, Diego could tell, like, I was like what the hell? And Diego's like, oh, it's method acting, they're trying to get in their scene by really getting drunk. And I was just like, oh God, come on, Diego. I'm like I just want to shoot the scene.
Yeah, I have to be honest, when I wrote it, I was imagining a more darker approach, not from the point of view of Sharard. Keith got it down to a darker approach, but he went full method, and he actually, I walked in there with Jay and Vinny, and I was like, "Hey, you okay?" And he's like, I'm like, "Can you remember your lines?" Surprisingly, he did amazing.
Yeah,
he did amazing. Wow. He did really good.
Wow. And so
he brought it for somebody that was drunk.
Him and Jay played off really well.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing to do.
I've seen these 2 guys go at it in school, but I really want to have a chance to work with these guys and see if I can measure up too. And we did, I think, and it paid off really well.
Yeah,
that is so cool. That is so. But that's funny, y'all. I'm sorry. That
it is funny.
Challenging. That must have been challenging. I mean, to me, that's just hilarious. But at the same time, you guys got what you needed. So, well, I mean, if you could say that you pulled a lesson out of this, each one of you, what would that lesson be, and how will that affect you in the next one?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'll go ahead and start, guys. Every shoot, every project I'm in, I'm always learning something. So I always approach it as a student, of cinema. And I think that's the way you should always approach making films, is just be a student, So what I personally learned was that I should never on the next project do everything all by myself. I really want help on the next project. So the hardest thing in that shoot, it was just doing everything, you know, just, I could see some people who try it, you know, I've heard them in interviews talking about how hard it is just to go on your own and do these things. But my lesson was yes, I learned every position that I was doing on the set, but I know on the next one, I'm gonna at least try to pass that knowledge to the next person that's gonna help me. So if that person is inspired to make the next movie, he could be like, well, you know, my mentor was Benny. He kind of helped me out. So that's what I pretty much learned and what I want to do in the future.
Diego?
What I learned from this was writing. What I took from this was trying to write the best dialogue that I could give to my guys, because I had to find out how I knew how they speak in real life, right? I've known Jay for almost 20 years, right? So I know how he speaks. I know his mannerisms. I know his tone of voice, you know, the way he just does things, you know, the way he just is, right? I've studied him in school for 2 years. He knows me, I know him. So when I was writing this, I had to learn and, you know, adjust to every actor's persona. However, in that being said, they also had to adjust to my dialogue and create a character that would support our story. Now that's their job. That's my job as well too. And also being ready with the props. There's a couple scenes. We had a poker scene where I didn't have enough props. I didn't think about it, but they pulled through. But that's what I learned, to adjust my dialogue where it's more free and free to express, for them to improvise. Because I think throughout the film, Jay improvised a lot of things, and we left it on the screen because it was just that great. All of us improvised. Vinny was the one who was telling us, hey, feel free to express, and we did it.
Awesome. Sharard.
And he literally said it, mine was that I knew that right on point, I can improvise. You know, that's one thing. I'm very like spot on when it comes to lines. I try to make sure I say everything on point. I try to make sure I know my lines word by word, but having the opportunity to just go for it, I'm like, oh shit, oh, should I try this? Should I do this? Just being able to just get out of my own head and just kind of letting it flow. I realized, yeah, I can really improvise on the spot. Mm-hmm. And so that was my biggest thing, like just knowing that I can improvise immediately, especially when I'm working with drunk people.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Guys, thank you guys so much for being on the show. Is there anything that I missed today that you'd like to say?
Yeah, I just want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to get on your show and to, you know, get us known out there, you know, because us as filmmakers and every artist, not just filmmakers, but any kind of artist is always trying to reach out to people, and so, you know, they could see their work and everything. And I want to thank you for allowing us to be on your platform.
Anytime. Awesome. Diego or Sharard, did we miss anything?
No, you got everything for me. I would like to be able to follow you on the gram. Do you have an IG?
Yeah, hold on a second. Diego, did we miss anything?
No, we covered all aspects, the process, the experience, you asking us all the important questions that we haven't been asked ever. So you provided a great bar for that. So thank you, Yaya. And as soon as we get the next film out, Cab Driver, fall of 23, I will be back here with you and my counterparts to talk about, you know, next year's Sixth Sense.
That's awesome. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close this out real quick, and then we'll talk about IG and all that other good stuff.
Awesome.
All right. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it. This movie is going to be off the chart because why? Because it's going to be because, you know, you guys came on here and we're going to push it out for you. So all of you guys, all of my listeners, I want you to go ahead and go in the link in the description box below, click on that and start watching this movie. But not only that, we're getting ready to do something special. That's right.
Ooh.
I didn't say this. And Diego, you kind of had a little part in this. I'm going to tell you, you had a little part in this because before the other guys came on, you told me something. You said that Sharard has a music video and it's at the end of the movie. So Sharard, I want you to go ahead and introduce your song to the world. Wait, Vinny, go ahead and introduce the movie to the world. Diego, I want you to introduce yourself as a screenwriter and actor and the writer of this. And then I want Sharard to introduce the music video. So that's how it goes. You guys ready?
All right.
Let's do it. Vinny, you're first.
Hi, my name is Benito Ornelas, aka Vinny Orleans. Please watch our film called. It's on Tubi, Film Hub, and pretty soon Amazon Prime. So please, people, support your artist that's out there that's willing to want to give some great entertainment for y'all. Genuine villains.
This is going to require some focus.
Are you aware of what I've told you? You know why you're sitting over there? Brave.
A lot of people are gonna die here tonight.
And now I am about to bring to you the official theme song for the movie Fearless, featuring Amber.
Nowhere to turn to, nowhere to run. Nobody's in your corner, no it ain't fun. The weight is on your shoulder, the walls closing in. Can't stop thinking about what was supposed to be. Heartbroken, depression setting in. So many losses taken, seem like you never win. So many times you try, a piece inside you die. You just inside your mind, I think it's time to rise. Whatever doesn't kill you can only make you stronger. Displace another world that only you can conquer. Giving up you ponder, another talent squander. And now you left to wonder, and those results will haunt you. Life is short, don't worry about yesterday. And since tomorrow ain't promised, we only live for today. And today, I say we stand up, make an appearance. It's on us to show this world that we fearless.
No matter what they say about me, gotta stand tall, won't let them get me. Fearless, I'm fearless. Even if I stumble and fall, gotta keep coming, giving my all. Fearless, I'm fearless.
Oh my Lord, I swore to be the best me. See all the good, don't let the rest stress me. I'm on the run and yet they can't catch me. I'm blessed be, I move, groove, and just be. For all the times I thought the love left me, it was a test, I guess, that just helped me. Selfie, picture myself strong, thinking I was weak. My prayers got me along, the music gave me a purpose, thinking that I was worth it. The rhythm became a healer from all the days I was hurting. The rhyme gave me a reason, I needed to keep breathing. Loving life, couldn't see myself leaving. Fell to pieces and put myself back together and feeling better through this hurricane. I had the weather, whatever. I know I'm clever, I'm still at the top, I'm near this. I shine bright, it's only right that I'm fearless.
No matter what they say about me, gotta stand tall, won't let them get me. Fearless, I'm fearless. Even if I
feel like nothing's going right and the light's not shining through, just remember, the only thing that can stop you is you. Fear is all inside your mind. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So face everything and rise. Become fearless.
No matter what they say about me, gotta stand tall, won't let them get me. Fearless, I'm fearless. Even if I stumble and fall, gotta keep coming and give them my all. Fearless, I'm
Yeah.
I dare to be different. 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 I dare.